Testing. 1. All right, hopefully that's working. Testing. There we go. Looks like that's going. It's a good sign, so let's pop that out. Okey-dokey. Hey, first name, last name. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so I don't really have anything planned. I was just trying to get back on the horse and ride here a little bit. It's been a while, so I thought I'd see if anybody was around. See how things are going. And plus, I don't have like my normal tech setup here, so it's a little bit rough. I've only got one monitor, and yeah, it's really kind of no microphone, just like whatever's on the computer, so probably the sound quality isn't that great. So anyway, like I said, just something for fun. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat. Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, not much. This is actually, let's see, where do I begin? So I recently returned to, hi Kush, I recently returned to Japan from the United States, so USA to Japan. And the rules here in Japan are pretty strict. So I have a 14-day at-home quarantine. I'm on day 4. So this is my very first quarantine live chat. So welcome. Hey, Fire Gaming. And like I said, I don't have my normal setup here. I'm not at my normal location, so I don't quite have all my tech with me. So it'll be a little bit rough. I believe. But anyway, yeah, thanks for stopping by. I said I didn't really have anything planned. Just if anybody has any questions or anything I can kind of talk about, let me know. I'm happy to try some stuff. I'm curious, where are you all checking in from? make this a little bit bigger. That's much better. Hello, Kashitij Gaming Hut. Oh, Beijing. That's pretty cool. I visited Beijing, oh my gosh. It was a long time ago now. Maybe almost 20 years. Maybe about 18 years ago I visited Beijing. A long time ago. I'm sure it has changed quite a lot. Well, maybe it was 20 years ago, actually, now that I think about it. Long time ago. Oh, Neil is checking in from India. Welcome. I like we have a very international group here. Let's see, let me make sure I switch that over, so make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah, no. I forgot to switch over the thing so you guys can't see what I'm doing. Brilliant. Give me a second here. It's gonna look a little weird here for a second. There you go. That's what we should be seeing. So sorry about that. Yeah, normally I have two monitors, microphone. I have a nice setup, but here I do not. I just have my laptop, so like I said, it's a little bit rough here. So hopefully you can see what I see, and yeah, so you should be able to see that. And try to get that out of there. That's what we wanted. And like I said, this is my first time live, first time doing any content for about 2.5 months. And yeah, just I'd pop in and see who's around and see what's going on. And to be honest, I haven't really done a lot of Python either, so I'm probably a little bit rusty myself. All right, let me just try a little simple recursion example, because I haven't done this for a while, so I'm going to try to do that. Oh, first thing, planning on getting a monitor soon. Any recommendations? Honestly, not really. For me, the number one concern is just size. I'm not a gamer, so like the refresh rate and all that kind of stuff doesn't matter to me so much. But the size does matter, especially as I've gotten older. My eyes are a bit worse, and I really, prefer a much larger monitor now. I think I have a 23 or 24 inch monitor, and I'm probably going to get something more closer to 32. Just because, I find it I need the real estate with all the stuff that I do and all those sorts of things. So I think probably bigger is better. Hello, Girish. So let's see. So 4x in range, 0 to 11. Oops. Print x. Mark Edward, you are very, very welcome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the channel. Again, I apologize for not doing a lot of updates recently, but I had good reason not to. And but I think, like I said, I think I'm back now for a while. So let's see here. Let's run this sucker and see what happens. So we should have 0 through 10. That's just what we wanted here. So I'm going to try and do this with recursion. And so I'm going to make a function and call it count. Call it count up. And let's see, current and maximum. Well, maximum. Call it maximum. How do I want to do this here? Start and end. How's that? So if end. Oops, nope. If start equals end. Exit it. There's got to be a better way to do this. Let's try this. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. So print start. And otherwise count. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's been a while. It's really been a long time since I've done this. And see what happens. Size matters. Yes, Girish. That is what I hear from time to time. And Crazy Dunya. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. So I'm going to try this. Count up. We're going to start at 0, and we're going to go to 10. Actually, well, we'll do 11, just like we did up there. And see what happens. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I'm going to see. So, yeah. Count up, start, comma, end. Try that again. It did work. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, but it's not inclusive, so I should get rid, or it's inclusive, so I should get rid of that. Oh, Mark, Edward, cool. You started your own YouTube channel. What's your? Can you try and put a link in there? I don't know if it'll let you, but you can give it a shot. Check it out. I'm curious to see what you're doing. Okie dokie. All right, so okay, very cool. So just like I was saying, so Jonathan, when you say fundamentals, Jonathan's question is, I know the basic fundamentals of Python, but when I get a problem in my mind goes blank. Welcome to the club. I know it takes practice, but you know any projects I can do using the fundamentals. So Jonathan, your fundamentals are probably very different to everybody else's fundamentals. What do you mean by fundamentals? What do you know? So just real quick, just looking at this. So this is a very basic loop. So we're starting at 0, and we go up to 11. 11 is not inclusive, so it actually stops at 10. We just print x. And now what I did here is the exact same thing. So basically, we're going to start at 0. We want to end at 10. So when we come to the function, we're going to print wherever we just started with. We're going to check and see if this equals this. And if it does, we're going to exit the function. Otherwise, we're going to call the function again with this +1 and still look at the end. And it'll just keep calling itself until it is done. Mark Odex. Hi, Stylus. Mark Odex. Let's see here. Let's check out Mark Odex's YouTube channel here. YouTube Markodex. Markodex, there we go. So Markodex is a YouTuber. Oh my gosh. Looks pretty cool. 1 month ago. Oh, very interesting. And Mern. I actually don't know what Mern means. I know I should know that, but I do not. I'm gonna hit subscribe. So thanks, Markodex. I'm gonna take a look at that. So good luck with your channel. Yes, that does work. Okay, so back to Jonathan's. Kind of waiting to hear back from Jonathan about what your fundamentals are. And Stylos Productions. Sup? Oh, MongoDB Express React Node Mern. Wow, that sounds pretty complicated. Yeah, I've never really done much with React or Node, just the tiniest bit. Yeah, it doesn't. It's again, I teach middle school and high school, so I tend to stick to that kind of level of stuff. Done maybe a little bit of Node in some of my classes that I'm doing in grad school, but that's about that. Isaac, I'm just really chatting, and I just did a simple recursion example. I took this loop and turned it into a recursive function. That was it. Hello, Sasank. Again, I do apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name. It is not intentional. So Kaushik, I'm pretty proficient in Python. I use it to a good extent for my day-to-day work. My code just looks like it's been written by a beginner. Hi, Zeke. So Kaushik, what do you mean by it looks like it's written by a beginner? What makes you think it's written? It looks like it's written by a beginner. Hi, Win-Win. Hi, Win-Win. All right, throw slow mode. Is it? Nope. Yeah, sorry, I have slow mode on. I should have disabled that, but I don't know if I can do that while it's on, while it's running. Oh, so unstructured and no proper readability. Well, I mean, readability is, a couple things. It's just, good naming conventions. So, naming your functions, what they do. Readability, yeah. Just practicing with, object-oriented design and, just logical variable names, logical function names. One of the things I know, like with my students, is they're I don't want to say lazy because they're not at all. I have very, very good students, but they want to take shortcuts. So for example, this function here, they might just call it. They might call this S. They might call this E because they don't want to type the extra letters. So now of course the computer doesn't know the difference. But looking at this function, I have no idea what S and E means. So I always tell the students, I always tell my students, you need to use full variable names and naming conventions, for example. Hi, Fabio. So Mark Edward would love to see some data structures tutorials in Python. Like what type of data structures, Mark, are you looking for? Oh, Zeke, we make stuff with Flask and SQL Alchemy. I have not used Flask and I have not used SQL Alchemy. I apologize. I'd like to. I did something with, what was that thing called? What's the other one? Not Flask, but the other one that's really popular with Python. Like I said, it's been a while. I'm a little bit slow. I do apologize. Not my usual self. Let me turn off that thing. Let's see if I can. Hi, Jagathish. So I'm going to try and stream settings. Is that under here? Nope. That's not it. Yeah, that's good. That's hidden. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the chat thing, but let's see. Restore chat. Chat. Nope. Chat. All right. Oh, sorry. I'll fix that for next time. Hey, Hem. How's it going? So who's I waiting on there? There's a question I was trying to answer. Oh, data structures. Mark was asking about data structures. Oh, Zeke, you're on Pop OS. How is that? That's the one. I forget who uses that. The System 76 people, I think, use that one. I am definitely a Linux fan. So if you're looking for Pac-Man, check out my maze game. It's very, very similar to Pac-Man. It wouldn't be difficult to switch to adapt that to Pac-Man, and some of my students have done that in the past. That'll give you at least some idea. Ooh, Kaushik, no idea in competitive programming. I would just think, just sign up and do it. It's like anything else, you got to practice. Oh, Mark, hash tables, trees, etc. It's funny. I have not done that stuff in a long, long time. Yeah, I haven't done that in a very, very long time. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff there, Jonathan. Small bit of OOP, slicing math, input, casting dictionaries. Tuples, else, maybe try it. Accept operators well, and for those. I was gonna say, like, Jonathan, a lot of this stuff I already have done. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay, sorry, I'm having trouble following the conversations. So Jonathan's like, the basic. Okay, well, I mean, I think, Jonathan, if you already know those basics, I mean, it's really just a question of what you want to do. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's really interesting. Like, I mean, even I have that problem myself. Just coming up with ideas for the channel and like, okay, what can I do? What can I program? Trying to come up with projects for my students is always a challenge. Something that hopefully they find interesting and that fits their ability level. Yeah, Mark, you're right. It definitely would be a very good refresher for me. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely gotta get back into that stuff. It's been a while. Especially trees. Trees are really important. Hash, yeah, it's not super duper important, but at least for the stuff I do. But trees, yeah, definitely come in handy for sure. But yeah, Jonathan, back to you. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, again, there's a bunch of little videos, here and there on my channel, especially like some text-based stuff. Uses lists, uses while loops. Basically, any of the videos on my channel probably use a lot of those different things. On the OOP stuff, let me see if I can find my channel. Your channel. Yeah, I did like a 20-minute video on OOP things. And now, why is this say that? That's annoying. Yeah. I personally think this is a pretty good introduction to OOP for people that don't know it. So you want to check that out. I'll put the link here if it'll let me. Yes. But yeah, Mark, definitely I need to refresh on some of that stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, with my courses, which ones do I use the most? Not a lot of them. Hi, Zoe. And Zeke, thank you very much. Zeke, it's funny, that Space Invaders tutorial, that was the first one I did. And that was, 5 or 6 years ago now? And, when I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's so bad. Just so many things I would change about it. But it's still like my number one tutorial series. People seem to like it, and it really gets a lot of more views, and that and basically the snake game are my two big ones. And I wish I had done a slightly better job with it. I think what I'm going to do one of these days is I'm going to do an updated version because that one was written in Python 2.7. So I do want to do an updated version. And just with some of the things that I've learned since then. I was just learning Python myself back then, so I could teach it to my students, and so I've learned quite a bit since then. And Pong's another popular one. Stylus, thanks. Yeah, Space Invaders is a classic. Like I said, I think I definitely need to redo that one. Just like I'm gonna make a slightly better version of that. I think it deserves a better one. Okay, Jonathan. Yeah, so Jonathan, so if you're doing some of those things, again, the ones that you mentioned don't really use object-oriented programming, except the deck of cards one. But the rest of them, they're pretty simple. Again, I teach, I do those with my middle school students. So these are like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. So I have to try and keep it pretty simple. So the OOP stuff is a little bit out of the question for most of them. Jesus. Ham, can you just explain Collatz conjecture in a programming point of view? Collatz conjecture. What in God's name is Collatz conjecture? Collatz conjecture. Let's see here. Collatz conjecture. Ah, okay. So You want me to program Collatz conjecture? I mean, I can try that. Any positive integer n. Start with any positive integer. Each term is obtained previous term as follows. The previous term is even. The next term is previous term is odd. Okay, let's go and give it a shot. All right, so we're going to try Collatz conjecture. Collatz conjecture. Okay, so it says start with. Hey Sid, how's it going? Zeke, am I reading the chat in this live stream? Yes. Hello, Boy in the Blue, and hello, him. All right, I'm going to give this Collatz conjecture a start. Okay, start with any number n. Okay, if n is even, the next number is half. Sorry, keep an eye on my phone. Okay, sorry. Because I'm under Japanese government quarantine, I have to check in with an app, and they track my whereabouts and things because I'm not supposed to leave my house. So every once in a while, a message pops up, and I got to do something on the phone to prove that I am where I say I am. Yeah, Stylos. Yeah, I was kind of curious about this myself. The next number is 3n plus 1, and eventually it will reach 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and make a variable called, well, let's call it number. We'll call it n, and I'm going to try 100. Hem, I am not doing a graph. You're on your own for that one, buddy. So while true, so we're going to keep this going. Capital T. Okay. So start with any number n. So if it is even, if n percent 2 equals 0, so that will tell us if it's even. N equals n divided by 2. Put 2.0 just to make it safe. 2.0 shouldn't matter, but just on the off chance. Well, no, it's integers, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's one case. So if it's even, we do that. Else, n equals 3 times n plus 1. And I don't need to do this, but I will anyway. 3 times n plus 1. And I'll say if n equals 1, exit. Okay. And at the end here, I'm going to go ahead and print n equals. Okay. So Sid, I'm going to make this today. Challenge accepted. Good luck. Okay, so I think this is what it is. So the idea is we go until we hit 1. So if it's even, the next n is half. So should I print n at the beginning? I'll print it at the beginning. Sorry. Let's try that. That should go there. And oh, exit. Actually, let's break. So we'll say print. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run it. See what happens. Nothing. Okay, great. Great. Oh, because I have exit here. All right, so let's go and get rid of this stuff. Okay, so here's my attempt at the Collatz conjecture. So it says start with any number n, and let's run it and see what happens. Okay, it worked. Yay. We still got one integers, but I'll live with that. Okay, so good luck, Sid. And Zeke, yes, I do use Ubuntu. All right, let's try 1,000. Woo. Okay, so we do 1,000. It eventually got down to 1. So far, let's try 10,000. Ooh, 10,000 got there even quicker. Let's try 100,000. Okay, looks like it. So it's number of steps to reach 1. Hey, spacers, how's it going? It has been a long time. Number of steps to reach 1. You have. I have an Asus Zen book. I'm not sure the exact model, but it's a Zen book of some sort. It's blue. So there is the Collatz conjecture. at least how to code it. I mean, now again, it's not a proof. It's just showing that this is how it works. And you're looking for, your base case, the final resting spot is n equals 1. If it's even, then you divide by 2. Otherwise, it'll be odd. So then n equals 3 times n plus 1. And the conjecture is that eventually it will reach 1. And so far, it has done that. And I've just been upping the numbers. Let's put a really big number in there, see what happens. Okay, and it still did get down to 1. So that's pretty big. But it's cutting in half, so it's pretty cool. Hey Doug, I just stumbled across your dream. Metaphysical Bravo, welcome. Oh my gosh, Spacers, good luck in your exam. Congratulations. Good luck. Okay, so there is the Collatz conjecture. Live and learn. Yeah, I think the thumbnail on this was wrong. So I haven't done this for a while, and I am not quite on top of things as I used to be. Jonathan, have I heard about? Oh man, don't leave me hanging. Message retracted. Okay. Message retracted. Do you ASCII Aquarium on Ubuntu? I do not. That means ASCII Aquarium. Boy in the blue. What languages do you know? Python's definitely my best, strongest language. Java I'm okay with. I know the basics. And okay, what else? Okay, it's 3. Whoa. Oh. Okay, there you go. That's a long one. 637287127. That's a lot. Programming language. So yeah, basically the two big ones are Python and, like I said, Java. I also know bits and pieces of BASIC. I know a little bit of assembly. I know a bit of what else do I do? A little JavaScript here and there. And just like I said, bits and pieces, a little bit of C, a little bit of C++, but very little. Well, this looks pretty cool. See this snap is still asking. I'm going to try this. Okay, so I think I've installed ASCII Aquarium. And the question is, ASCII Aquarium, is it going to run? Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. That is very, very nifty. I love this kind of stuff. This is very cool. I can sit and look at that all day. Thanks for the recommendation there. Jonathan, have you heard about Ursina? Yes, I have heard about Ursina. I have one video about Ursina. So if you want to just learn the basics, that's the one to check out. That's all I know, though. How the first programming language was made by PyKite. Basically, they just started with assembly, or they started with machine code. And they entered it, just as binary numbers, and then they invented assembly, and then they invented languages that built on top of that. They went probably A, then B, then C, literally, I think. So basically, just they kind of built on top of all the other languages, and it was just, but everything comes down to machine code basically. So it's kind of the history of it. I mean, I know it isn't the best explanation in the world, but that's the gist of it, PyKite. So metaphysical, I am using some version of Ubuntu. I'm not sure which one. Settings. About. I'm using Ubuntu 2004. So it's a long-term system from last year. And I have a Zen book, apparently. And yeah, that's my computer. But yeah, like I said, I do have an Ursina. That's not what I wanted to happen. I do have an Ursina tutorial somewhere. Yeah, so this 3D game with Ursina. I mean, it wasn't super complicated, but I was just kind of learning it myself. Okay, we got an ad there. You know, as a YouTuber, I love ads, but as a viewer, I hate them. It's just the way it goes in life. And
you told us what you want, and we built it for you. Editor X, the advanced.
And yeah, Metaphysical. I am definitely a fan of Linux. I've been using it pretty much exclusively for 12 or 13 years now, maybe 14 years at home. Now at work, I use a Mac because that's what that's what my school gives me. My previous school was a Windows school, so I had to use Windows. God, it was horrible. Sorry, Windows people. But personally, when I have my preference, all my own computers, I have Linux on them. And I used to like jump around, try different distros. I had Mint for a while. I liked Mint, but since I changed jobs, so the school that I moved to had all Macs, so I chose this because it's a bit more like the Mac, and I didn't want it to be super different. Mint's a bit more Windows-like, I suppose you'd say. So yeah, I try to keep it as consistent as possible. Hey, these are all good questions, though. It's a nice chat. Like, I've done this before. Usually at night, it just doesn't work out. I don't know if maybe daytime's better, but I'm usually at work then. But thankfully, I'm on summer holiday. So, yeah. Does that thing work? Oh, there I am. Metaphysical. Just things. Yeah, it's kind of a tutorial. Yeah, you can watch that. I mean, it was live, but it's a tutorial. Space Arena, did I ever get around to finishing it? No, I'm sorry, I did not. You're welcome, Jonathan. Yeah, no, I'm always surprised at how many people... Space Arena is a long tutorial. Some of the parts, especially the missile part, I'm really unhappy with the way I did that. But I'm done. I did it. And it's there. There's nothing I can do about changing it now. But I'm always surprised at how many people actually get to the end of that thing because it's a monster. And I just ran out of time 2 summers ago when I did it, and just haven't had time since then to work on it. Boy in the Blue, any good books you recommend for programming? To be honest, I don't really know any good programming books. I tend to do the video thing. I tend to do more of the YouTube type kind of person. Coding books, I like coding books just to learn the basics, but that's about it. So. Metaphysical. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I was really happy with that and the way it turned out, and I was really pleasantly surprised at how much could be done with that turtle module, and how it could be really used to make like a pretty complex, arcade, old school arcade style game. Especially on my Linux versus Mac versus Windows. The Mac is just dog slow when it comes to graphics on Python. Now the new M1s are pretty fast, but before that, God, they were so slow. So the Linux is just way faster, and Windows is way faster as well. So I don't know why the Mac was just so slow for some reason. And Just Things, you are very welcome. But Space Arena was fun, but I know people keep asking me I don't really know what else to do with it. It's in a way it's kind of finished, but I guess I could polish it up a little bit. But to me it's kind of funny. I'm probably like most people. To me the interesting part was kind of figuring out the things I didn't know. But once I figured it out, it's not as much fun to code anymore because it's just applying what you already know. It gets kind of boring. And Zeke, I do not disagree with you, but it's probably best if we keep our opinion to ourselves. I'm not a Windows fan either, but I get that people like it. Metaphysical platformer, that's cool. I have a little basic platformer tutorial in Pygame as well. I did it in Turtle first, and I did it in Pygame, or I did it in Pygame, then went to Turtle. Probably the former. And I really should learn more about Pygame. I've done a couple Pygame tutorials, but again, mostly my channel I make just for my students. I'm glad other people like it and learn from it, but I'm pretty focused on Turtle stuff for the most part. Hello, Nerd Whale. Yeah, I was thinking Pygame, can't figure it out. So just things, I find Pygame to be a little bit more complex than it needs to be, especially for beginners, which most of my students are, and myself in a lot of ways as well. Let me go back and check out my aquarium here. This is so cool. It's amazing what can be done with ASCII graphics. That's awesome. Zeke, that's one thing I find is, the same computer with Windows and Linux. Linux is going to just run circles around Windows. A new computer, you probably won't tell the difference. Brand new, but like anything older, it just gets dog slow. And I find it very cluttered. It's just, you do a lot with it, I guess, but I just find all the images, or I find all the menus just be cluttered, and you can't figure out where anything's at. That's what happens when you make an operating system by committee. Thanks, Metaphysical. I try. Most of the tutorials, I have a very specific audience in mind, which is my students. And again, I teach basically from about age 10 to age 18. And also I teach at an international school, so I have to make sure that I don't speak too quickly because some of the students are ESL learners. And so I want to make sure that everybody can understand what I'm doing. So I do try to break it down. So thanks, Metaphysical. I'm glad you appreciate that. Because that's one thing I really work hard at doing. I don't always do a good job of it, but I do try. I do try. But I think Metaphysical. I think some people asked earlier. I forget the question was about being a better programmer. One of the hard the coding part in a way is easy. It's what's hard is like understanding the problem enough to break it down into those small discrete steps. And that I think it just comes with experience for the most part. But, when I walk my students through it, I say, okay, well, we want to make a game. So what do we want to make first? And they're like, well, let's make a player. And I'm like, well, okay, we make a player, but where's the player going to go? And, I'm like, well, the player is, it's got to go on screen. So we got to make the window first. There's a certain order of things you should and need to do. Hey, gamer. Metaphysical, you would not believe how old I am. I am very old. What do you consider very old, Metaphysical? How old are you? If you don't mind sharing. You, gamer. You. Boy in the Blue, have you been watching the Olympics? Actually, no. I have seen maybe 5 minutes of the Olympics. I hate to say this, but I have zero interest in sports, in particular the Olympics. Sorry, it's just so boring to me. I have no interest in the Olympics. Sorry. Metaphysical, you are 56. Yeah, you're getting up there, bud. Not gonna lie. But, oops. So I just got a notification from the Japanese government. I have to push a button on this app they made us install. Tell them that I am home where I say. So I'm clicking I am here. Okay, so I guess they're done. So that was 12:15. And I'm making a note of when they make me do this. I'm trying to keep track. So 12:15. Sorry. 12:15. I'm here. Okay. Now, metaphysical, I will tell you this. I am not that far behind you. Still in my 40s, but I'm not that far behind you. So, I am also a fellow pro gamer. Not sure what that means, Seek. Wow. Metaphysical, that's cool. Where are you studying for your IT degree, if you don't mind me asking? Just Things. So we've got a very wide range here. Just Things is 14 and metaphysical is 56. So what's the average there? So 60, 70, so 35 based on those two numbers. But yeah, metaphysical. I mean, compared to when I was a child, and yeah, it's wow, it's just crazy. Boy in the Blue is 15, so we're skewing a little bit young here. But that's okay. Oh, him 17, 14, 15, 17. Nobody's 16? Come on. Collatz conjecture. That was fun. Okay, Victoria University of Melbourne. Okay, yeah, I don't know much about them. I'm American, not Australian, but it's cool. It's good on you though. Like, you know, at that age to start something new. I'm studying online myself through Georgia Tech in the U.S. And yeah, I'm one of the older students. Just Things. Pong video was great, and that was my first major project. Thank you very much. Glad you liked it. You know, one thing about that Pong thing is, like, if I had it to do over, I would do it a little bit differently. I don't like the way the Pong paddles move, because they don't move like they did in the original, which is like very smooth. It's, you know, the way I did it was the discrete steps. But again, it works for my target audience. And it was really cool because the Free Code Camp people took my tutorial and kind of added to their channel, which is pretty cool. And on their channel, it's got 300 some thousand views, which is pretty cool. So hopefully I get a few people stop over here from that. Hello to Unbreakable. But yeah, metaphysical. I started an IT degree. Wow, maybe 6 years ago. And then 5 years ago, and then I switched over to Georgia Tech about 2 or 3 years ago. I still have about 2 years to go, so it takes time. Yeah, metaphysical. I get that question a lot, like, you know, resetting the game, restarting the game, and yeah, it's just kind of never really got around to that one. So it's just, yeah, just that kind of stuff kind of, yeah, just don't rage with that. Yeah, Unbreakable, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know how to change it. Sorry. If I could change it, I would, but I don't know how to do it. But for next time, I will change that. That's good. It gives people a chance to think before they type. And then the mathematical point of Collatz conjecture is pretty cool with all the graphs, etc. Oh. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Boy in the Blue, what are your thoughts on cybersecurity? Security's good? I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, it's an important topic, obviously, but I personally don't have a lot of interest in it, other than I prefer to be secure rather than insecure. One of the reasons I use Linux is it tends to be a bit more secure than Windows or Mac. Oh yeah, the Windows. Yeah, Windows. Again, I don't use Windows, so it's really hard for me to tell people how to fix that kind of stuff. The one thing I found with Windows is that you need the full path. So instead of just like the relative path, just the file name, you need to put like C:/ blah 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 file name. You know. Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. Unbreakable. Okay, metaphysical, cool. I mean, there's a thing called wind sound. I did a video on it, but yeah, if you wind sound as opposed to the Linux thingy, just a play, I think. But that's the thing, like over the years, I've done many things on computers, and just I learned by just banging my head against the wall, trying this, trying that, googling this, googling that, and eventually you come up with the right answer through experimentation. And I think there's some value in that struggle, learning how things go. Okay, take it easy, Unbreakable. Actually, maybe that's probably a good cue for me to go as well. I do appreciate everybody stopping in today. Like I said, this is very much an impromptu thing, and I wanted to see a boy in the blue, and I just wanted to kind of get back on the horse and ride a little bit, because I haven't done any content in a couple months, and I hope to get some cool stuff going. Oh, nice. Metaphysical. Good to hear. Yeah, it's amazing how much graphics change what a game looks like. I always, when I teach it, you may have noticed, I always just use squares and circles and triangles, and then the last step is updating the graphics, because I think, you're teaching programming, that's the important part, and then the graphics are very easy to add once you have gotten the game working. So, cool stuff. All right, well, thanks again, everybody. Metaphysical, keep studying hard. Good luck. The degree will pay off sooner or later. And everybody, I hope you, if you're able to, get vaccinated. If you're not, wear a mask, stay inside as much as you can, and stay safe. Hopefully, we're almost through this big mess. Okay, take care, and again, keep on coding. Let's see how I stop this. Yeah.